All right, members of the media, thank you very much for joining us for this post-match press conference. Semi-final second leg. We're joined by the away team coach, Coach Molifi Ntseki. Coach, maybe if you can just get your summary of the 90 minutes in your view.
Good afternoon, members of the media. Very disappointed, very hurt. One has to put it that way, because I think we did whatever needed to be done to win this game. In terms of the plan, in terms of the execution, I think this was one game we were to win. But football being football, the critical phases of the game that we could not respect in terms of us being clinical. We ended up giving those away goals. But apart from that, I think in terms of effort, in terms of the plan and the execution, we did very well as a team. Even when you look towards the end of the game, we were a team that was to score any time. But unfortunately, things did not go our way. And we are on the losing side when we were supposed to be on the winning side. And I think what hurts most is the effort the players has to put in the game, and they don't come up with a win. But I think on the balance of play, it was a highly tactical game. We applied ourselves per the plan, and the unfortunate part is that we are on the losing side.
All right, we'll take questions from the floor. We've got 15 minutes, so please just be brief or try to gather through as many as possible. Let's start here with Temba. Your 15 minutes starts now.
Temba Shawala, from Sports. Coach, hard luck on the defeat, like rightfully saying it must be hurting. Considering goals on critical phases, I mean, first 10 seconds, within the first 30 seconds, right? And then towards just at the end of the first half. How does that change your team talk, looking at how you considered especially the second goal?
I would say the unfortunate part is that we considered both goals in the first half. And at halftime, we don't have much time to talk about what happened in the first half. What is important in games like this, when you look at the caliber of the games, you are looking at the positives and giving them the confidence to go into the second half. Yes, we observed what happened, but we did not dwell much into what happened, because the little time we have in terms of players refreshing, players having the necessary attention span in the dressing room at halftime, all was important was that what do we do when we are in possession? Because when you look at first half, I think we did not allow them to play from the back. We applied a very organized front pressing, because we intercepted a lot of balls, especially when they were building from the back. We are fully aware that it's a very narrow approach, and when you play against a team that have a very narrow approach, today we played with 2-8s, and playing with 2-8s, it was more putting pressure in the first line of confrontation. And I think that one worked out very well. It was a compliment for them at halftime in terms of how they applied themselves as per the plan. But coming into the offensive side of it, I think what we corrected more in the dressing room was, let's be confident on the ball. Let's circulate the ball. Let them work to get the ball. Because when you circulate the ball, you are shaping the opponents, you're creating moments to get goals. And I think when you look into how we applied ourselves in the second half, we were almost there to score, and unfortunately those chances again, we could not convert those chances. But like I said, on the balance of play, the team applied themselves very well.
Let's move on to Lorenz. Just wait for the mic. Okay.
Coach, the Sundowns, how much of a difference is maturity in the two teams? For example, it's like Sundowns know when exactly to foul, where to foul, and it's almost as if everyone has a very defined role. We know what they're going to do, but you can't stop it because they do it so well, the basics. So in terms of maturity, how much is that the difference between the two sides?
I think the most important thing is that as a team, you need to balance performance with results. And I think Sundowns over time, we're not talking about this season, we're talking about so many seasons ago. and they have perfected to balance performance with results. And in terms of maturity, I think we are talking of a team that has played in Africa for many years. They have played against the likes of Moroccan team, the likes of Egyptian team. So when you play in Africa, you get the experience, you get matured, especially when you are in possession, because it's more of a physical game, more of a tactical game. And in other countries, technically, you have seen the Moroccans and the Egyptians very good on the ball. But I think with us, it's not like we are defending ourselves, but I think we played against a very good team, and playing against a very good team, we had to give our A game. And when it comes to maturity, maturity comes with tactical understanding, and tactical understanding, it's a process. And this process, I think we are getting it right in terms of players understanding their roles in possession, out of possession, playing out of pressure zones, how do you address the set plays. I think we are building a very good team that will also next time be talking about a high level of maturity.
Shadzi?
Coach, I just want to check how mentally prepared was Brandon, because obviously he didn't play last game and he had a family that I was dealing with. And what do you tell him now? Because he's a human being, he will most probably take this defeat upon himself because of that little mistake he made in the first half.
I think we have had moments like this, because I normally say, if we look at the last mistake, in this case when we talk of Brandon, that mistake started somewhere. And the mistake can always be technical or tactical, and the mistake can also be mental, because if we look at the situation when we started play, it was more of a tactical ploy, but we knew that they would be putting us under pressure. And I think in addressing that situation, he could have done better. But he's fully aware that it was our tactical ploy that did not work on the day. And if it was a tactical ploy, it is not his mistake. It's a mistake that we made, all of us, and we own up. But the most important thing with Brandon, I think he's a leader. He's a leader, he's a very strong person. And I think even with us, we are not looking at it to say it was your mistake. We are saying it was a mistake that happened. We did not respect and observe the critical phases of the game, because we were to start on the front foot. If that ball was to be played forward, it was to be starting the game on the front foot. But it did not happen, and in that situation, we ended up conceding. So it doesn't mean that we have got so many fingers pointed at each other.
Tisetu?
Thanks, hard luck, coach. In the last few minutes, a late goal would have seen you through to the final, but it didn't look like the players had it in them to launch attack after attack, because another goal would have seen you through to the final. What did you make of the final few minutes, even on the stands, when supporters should have been shouting for you on their feet to say a goal will see us through? They were silent, and some of them were walking out of the stadium. But from the players' perspective, what did you make of the final few minutes?
I think what I am in control of is the tactical elements of the game in terms of our approach. On that one, I don't agree with you, because we are all aware that we were supposed to be given a penalty, and that penalty was to be a 2-2 score, and getting a 2-2 score, we were to get the goal. I think even towards that end of the game, we had so many corner kicks, and when you get corner kicks, it means you're putting pressure on the opponents. So in terms of us not giving enough towards the end, on that one I don't agree. I think we did more than enough even to get a penalty, of which it was not given. And it's very clear it was a penalty, because a tackle came from behind, and the referee did not give you a penalty.
Any other questions? Let's move to René.
Coach, it's a simple question. From the dugout as a coach, is there someone who can stop something? Stop it, no, as a coach.
That question is because we lost today. But if we were to get that penalty and score, we were to be the team to stop Sundowns.
Any other questions? Can we close? Okay, Mr. Kaizer,
Coach.
let's wait for a moment.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I have a strong voice though. Coach, confidence out of this game. Would you say on a percentage basis there's a higher level of confidence that you would take out of this performance?
Yeah, I think we ticked a lot of boxes in terms of our approach and our plan coming into this game. Like I said, the plan was not to allow them to build from the back, because when they start building from the back, they create so many spaces and half spaces and pockets in the middle field. And in us having a very narrow defensive approach, it allowed us to intercept and to put them more under pressure, because you have never seen Sundowns play in so many back passes as we did today, which is a plus for us. And when it comes to our possession, we managed to keep the ball and to shift the ball into areas where they did not have numbers. It is just unfortunate that decision making in certain instances was not as good as we'd love it to be.
Okay, Prajesh.
Just a follow-up. What then do you do to make sure that the decision making is in the final phase is good? Because this is a third match where you play pretty well dominated, and you're not scoring the goals that your dominance says you should.
It's more about calmness, and when we talk of calmness, it is not only a part that has to be dealt with in terms of us finishing. It's a moment that is created where players become emotional, and in them becoming emotional, they end up not having a very good technical execution in addressing the situation. And I think going back to training, create more of such moments where players has to be challenged, where players can see themselves in certain situations. Because out of this game and the games we played where we created chances, we have done our own analysis and we have done individual analysis in certain situations. But I think it's work in progress, and we hope we will get those moments and then finish off those chances that we create. Because I would say, if you look at the chances we created, it was more of a very closed space for us to finish. And when you go back into the goals we gave away, it was more of us playing from the back, and at the same time it was more of a transition. And I always say in a transition, because we got a corner very late in the first half, we were supposed to delay a forward pass from the keeper. Unfortunately, it happened, and then we ended up defending our box, and then as a result, we could not stop Shalom from scoring from a blind side.
Okay, thank you. Let's end it there. Thank you. Coach.